Well, hello. We've got our next race in the series here for the USA Trucks. I figured I'd have another race here today since I'm home and free and will be free for the rest of the day, so I figured it fitting to do a double header today. We've got 13 laps for the sprint qualifier here at Auto Club, or otherwise known as Fontana Speedway. Wonder.
Touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections.
Always liked this Fontana over all the others. Let's see, ABC. We'll just pretend it's night. It's on one of the best Fontana tracks out there, so we'll just go ahead and run the night version.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
So as in the previous race, only the top 7 transfer. As always, these are the drivers outside the top 35 in points. On the front row, we've got Charlie Chippington, who had an unfortunate wreck in the last race just at the Bermuda Triangle. Matias Nunez in second, Luke West third, Paulo Ladino fourth, Andrew Moger, Colton Smith, and looks like Josh Drake there in 6th, 7th at the moment. 13 laps are going to go by pretty quickly here at Fontana. 14 trucks fighting for 7 positions in the main event here at Fontana. 200-mile race, and our round of 6 is kicking off here too. Chippington's going to be looking to try and make up for a lost opportunity at Bermuda Triangle, the last race run, where he was leading coming down pit road. He hit the pit wall attenuator. So he's going to want to transfer out of this qualifier and into the main and hopefully try to set it up like he did in the race just earlier today. Moger to the lead, as well as Logan Nagy pushing deep on the inside there. A little bit of drafting help from Mike Bliss Jr. as they fan out on the front stretch there. 3 and almost 4 wide there. 5 wide. Now it looks like Chippington got a little too high in the groove there and kissed the wall. That'll move him all the way to the back as Moger leads over Nagy and Bliss. So our top 6 contenders for the championship going forward will be Tim Kourting, Chaz Chadwick, Ant Meeperson, Jessica Herguson, Guido Piano, and who's the other one that's in? Oh yeah, our previous winner at the last race earlier today with Jordan Walker winning an extra race. That'll give him more bonus points into this round of 6. Once we get to the final 3, points don't mean a thing. It'll be whoever's in on that final race, whoever has the best finish, lead lap points. Oh, And Logan Nagy gets spun out. Looks like Mike Bliss was involved. This being on lap 4 in the race. We had the camera rolling just on Logan Nagy as that all happened. Let's see if we can see a possible cause of... Yeah, he just didn't know that Mike Bliss Jr. was there and got right into him, causing the two of them to slide into the wall. Logan Nagy spinning out. Seems that there was very minimal damage in that wreck. Since I have the better cautions, let me try that and see now that we've got a few laps into the race here. Pause, minimize, add laps for green-white checkers. Here's hoping this will actually work. If we even have a green-white checkers, if we even have a potential for green-white checkers, that is, but who knows. At least then we'll have another opportunity to re-rack them if we do. If any of you watching, I don't know if I did that quite right, but hopefully that's the way to use it. The 33 of Colton Smith has had a severe engine failure, 81% damage to the 33 truck. So that'll basically end his night here, relegating him to dead last in this sprint qualifier. After early contact with the wall, Charlie Chippington's back into the top 5. Currently in a transfer position. All the way back, we've got 135 of Brandon Petrolsky as our last transfer spot. Yep, a piston failure for Colton Smith, so the number 33 car is done for the day. A little bit more details on the point standings for the round of 6. Chadwick has a 35-point buffer. Well, only 25 points because everyone's had a win. So he's got a 25-point buffer because he's inherited 35 bonus points over the final transfer position in 4th, or the bubble spot in 4th, I should say. With him, he has 35, and then behind him, Kourting has 20, only a 10-point buffer, and Jordan Walker also with 20, only a 10-point buffer. The other 3 drivers behind them all have 10 points apiece with their 1 wins that they've accumulated for bonus points. Amongst our group of drivers here, we only have 1 season winner. That was my truck there in the 64. Other than that, these are mostly all newcomers or drivers that haven't been running up front most of the season. Doesn't mean that they couldn't go out and win tonight. Most of these drivers, and Charlie Chippington almost could have won at Bermuda Triangle earlier today. He just had some unfortunate troubles entering pit road and slamming into the attenuator. It's a good thing that he's able to come back for the next race here in the circuit. The lights are out on the pace truck, and they'll be going back here in just one lap. Double file restart here. And to answer Llama there, I haven't got to the main event. This is the outside top 35 in points trying to fight. Trying to fight to get into the main event. So your truck will be in the main event later at the end of this heat. I had a brief stall there because my iPhone that I'm watching the stream on, I had the sound up and it was loud and obnoxious. So I had to pause, turn down the volume, and then continue what I was saying. Anyways, the 71 is at the 70, yeah, 71 of Matias Nunez to the lead. We've got the green-white checkers enabled if we need it. Craig Bush into second at the moment. Logan Nagy, even after getting in this wreck that brought out this first caution here, he's still in position for a transfer, running in sixth at the moment. He's going to drop to seventh as Andrew Moger gets by him. Looks like Craig Bush and a whole slew of trucks behind him. 2 laps here in this qualifying sprint. Might see another wreck before the end of this, and there we would actually get our green-white checker. They're driving a little bit unhinged right now. Looks like Cat Durham might have made up, yep, Cat Durham made up enough spots to get into a transfer position for the moment. Craig Bush dropping like a rock. You're going caution free. It looks like we're going to get the white flag probably. Cat Durham up to fourth, right behind Josh Drake there in the 86 truck. Andrew Moger giving him a good push. Then you got Paul Ladino and Chippington as your final 2 transfers at the moment. The white flag is out, so whichever flag comes next will end the race. Don't look like we're going to get any cautions as these drivers are having a clean finish to this race. Nunez, Shangle, Josh Drake, Cat Durham, Andrew Moger, Craig Bush makes his way into a position for transfer, and your final transfer being that of Charlie Chippington in the 187. Okay, so our field is set for the 200-mile event here at Fontana. Oh, I probably should go back though. Hold on.
Touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you.
I have to have green-white checkers disabled before the start of the race.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want.
So our top 5 starters binned over with the pole. Philip leads second, Trevor Walker third, Matthew Fastnot fourth, and Atlee Weiss fifth. Of our title contenders, we've got Guido Piano in sixth, Tim Kourting in ninth, Ant Meeperson in 12th, Jordan Walker in 18th, and Chadwick starting 32nd. So a pretty wide spread for all our title contenders. We even got Jessica Herguson starting in 39th. So
gentlemen, start your engines!
this race ain't as high stress as the next two after it, but most of your title contenders right now are going to want to secure a win so that they don't have to sweat the next two races. The green light, green, 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 and Philip leads off to the early, just barely. It looks like binned over now to the lead. Three wide almost on the front, back straight here, not quite. Philip leads, gets the lead. Tim Kourting up into the top 10 already. I believe he started in about 12th. Right now is in the danger zone since everyone is just getting started here, and the 4 and 5 wide drama is only going to make troubles worse here in the early laps of the race. Easily all the way through the track, we've got 3, 4, 5 wide almost all the way back. It's amazing that they're keeping it going without wrecking already. Early on, the leader, Maggie Reams, takes it over Zach Armstrong, Trevor Walker, and Charlie Chippington. Front 5 have kind of broke away in a straight line. Oh, damn it. So I have to restart the entire game if I have green-white checker enabled. Son's a bitch. Okay. It completely ended that race. Not official. Okay, so now I understand how better cautions works. That was a trial by error. That kind of sucked, actually. I didn't know about that. I thought disabling that would have fixed that, but no. Now I think I can do it just fine with better cautions. Yeah, that was weird.
Next, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
I'm going to try to reset it once more just so I can get somewhat of a similar qualifying lineup that we had for that one. Apologies, everyone. That was a technical difficulty brought to you by the Better Cautions program not working the way it should.
Touch all your seatbelts.
There we go. That's about the same 5 people at the front as it was last time, so.
Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections.
Okay,
touch your
so
Honda. Make sure
after
you
the
get
restart here, it's actually Tim Hansen and James Robert on the front, followed by Atlee Weiss and Matthew Fastnot, Guido Piano and Ben Dover, Krista Cower and Tim Kourting in the 34 trucks of 34A Avery and 34 Maggie Reams. So now that I have the game reset, the Better Cautions program, green white checker scenario should not set the race to a 2 laps total. I feel I just don't want to mess with the green white checker feature because it's more tedious. It's nice to have the double file and the lap traffic to the rear. That's a very nice feature to have, so at least I've got that set up. Off the early lead here, it's Tim Hansen over Matthew Fastnot. Ben Dover up to 3rd. And no matter how many times you reset this track, they will get 4 or 5 wide all around this large 2-mile racetrack. Chadwick to lead on lap 2 here. He's going to want to get those ever important lead lap point that he may just as well get this time by. Leads that lap and gets the ever coveted lead lap points for his championship tour here. Jessica Herguson, kind of been a surprise factor in the championship bunch. Still alive, looking to get a good finish here at California. That 40 truck's been surprising and just consistent throughout. Early leader Chadwick still maintaining his lead into lap 4 there. The trucks are very well spread out in the back. The rear here you can see just how hairy it looks for someone that's taking up the rear at the moment. Guido Piano inside, on the inside line here. Our other title contenders seem to be all towards the front at the moment. Yeah, Tim Kourting, Chadwick, Jordan Walker, Jessica Herguson, all 4 of them within the top 5. Meeperson running in 10th, just in the inside lane there. Our lowest title contender being, I believe, the 9. No, 9 of Tim Hansen's out. It's always good to see once you have all your title contenders fighting for it at the front. And there we go, Guido Piano. So all of our title contenders within the top 15 at the moment. This just means that our points battle is going to get tighter and tighter with these last 3 races before the finale. Here at Fontana and Pocono, both tracks are a very huge proving point for the championship. It turns into a racing, a skill game more so than a luck game, as the drivers with the best ratings are going to be running up front like they are here at California, and then later on at Pocono in a couple races. The dirt track in the middle always throws curves for everyone, but even then I think you're starting to see where the cream's starting to rise to the top in those dirt races as well. A lot of our top contenders doing well at the dirt races, a lot of which usually are title contenders. So early, first wreck on lap 8 it looks like, maybe involving the number 8. The number 8 and the number 64 of myself, a lot like that last wreck in the qualifier race that we had where it was a 2-truck spin out. Very minimal damage. Looks like we collect it and keep going. Zach Armstrong leading at lap 9 here. He would be another new time winner on the series if he could pull it off. Him or Krista Cower in second there. Even Atlee Weiss in third. So very many opportunities for a new winner here at Fontana. The one added wrinkle we're going to experience will be the double file restarts, which will really keep things on edge for each restart here tonight. We have a good bunch of them coming down pit road here on the first caution. Looks like Krista Cower, Andrew Moger, James Robert, amongst a few of them that stayed out. But basically almost everyone pitted either for tires or gas, it looks like. Yeah, so the rest that all stayed out, it looks like we've got Chippington, Trost, Bird, Leeds, Kinsella, Legend, and Rodriguez. This will be your new top 10 basically once they go green on the restart. Our leader, the 68 of Zach Armstrong, is going to get moved back to about 11th here. I wish I had some form of entertainment during cautions to give you guys a brief intermission. It'd be hard for me to do it, but it'd be cool if I could somehow implement commercials during a live stream. One thing that these double file restarts are going to prove is that we are probably not going to go very long caution free at any of the races that I implement the better yellow, better cautions. executable file for the game. It'll basically be like a full-on restart from lap 1 where you have everyone double file, and yeah, usually that leads to more cautions. So the nice thing about this Fontana track is a lot of the wrecks are usually a 2-car, 2-truck spin out. They don't usually have a big one here. And in the whole time they're going for really, wide out on track there. So it's really good racing, and they still somehow manage to keep them all going straight. That's why I love this 2009 version of Fontana, because it runs so smoothly and has great racing. We've got opportunity here for a good photo finish, possibly in the works. Andrew Moger there in second. He's only started about 5 races this year, but he's been looking pretty dominant. He's going to be a true contender in 2023, having only started as few races that he started this year. He's not in any contention for anything, but he could still win a race. He could still come home victorious in his maiden season, and that'll only build momentum for 2023. The 08 truck is still fine and dandy, even though you're running 41st. The first wreck of the race involved the 64 and I believe it was the number 8 truck of Nathan Morgan. It was a 2-truck spin out that brought out the first caution here. We're about to see double file restart here, which is fairly new for my series, and also very exciting because there's no telling who's going to come out of turn 1 with the lead. All 42 trucks still running. No one's out of it yet. The top 10 right now stayed out during caution pit stops, so they're on older tires. We'll have to see how they fare with that. If they're going to get overhauled by the trucks that pitted. And then go back to green here on lap 13. Krista Cower and Andrew Moger on the front, followed by James Robert and Charlie Chippington. Green flag waves and they're off. Andrew Moger with a strong start there, pulling out in front of Krista Cower by a mile. He's going to be able to cut right down. Nope, not quite. Krista had a run on the inside and it's giving him hell. She's able to secure position on him and take the lead away from Andrew Moger on the backstretch here. Louis Trost having a good run on the inside. Looks like he's going to get by her as well. And Louis Trost might secure one of his first laps led. I don't know if he's led very many laps in the USA Truck Series, but for sure, here at California, he's led 1 lap. Tim Kourting in a 5-wide bunch there. Holy cow. Makes it through all right. Nothing too dramatic. Made it look easy in that inside line there. Tim Kourting with the championship on the line here definitely wants to have a great showing here at California. Looks like Matthew Fastnaught's going to lead the lap this time by over Trevor Walker and Louis Trost. It's amazing that they're racing this hard, and it's only lap 15 of the race. Tim Kourting might need to ease up a little bit here and try to save some of his stuff and not get wound up in a potential wreck here in the early running. Al Bunch coming from 41st all the way into the top 15 at the moment. A lot of shuffling. Crazy how much this track shuffles throughout the race. We just had someone from dead last get himself up into the top 10 in only about 4 laps time. Al Bunch looking really strong there on the inside. Looks like he's going to try to charge through and get by Avery Farrell on the inside. Getting by Trost with ease there. Ant Meeperson leading. Heading onto the front stretch here. It looks like Caden Bergeron's going to give him a little bit of a nose out on the inside. Ant Meeperson with the lead that time by. Man, we're going to have one hell of a race here tonight. California never disappoints. Chadwick's going to take that truck to the moon. His SpaceX truck. And Al Bunch from 41st to 1st. He's going to lead lap 18 here in the number 08 truck. Crazy turn of events. He must be the fresh tires that he got when he came down pit road under that caution. All the other trucks had struggled to keep up. But Al Bunch leads lap 18, and it looks like it's going to shuffle around again as we get Kellen Oakley passing him for the lead. Ben Dover and Tristan Reams. Tim Kourting ever so slightly in the top 10 again here. Glad you could tune in, Tayden. It looks like you're running in 3rd at the moment. Gavin Legends cracking into the top 10 here, as well as Zach Armstrong. John Brinker making a charge up front here. Ooh, the 15 of Trost gave Tayden a little bit of a rough push to the wall there. It's going to get Bergeron high in the groove, dropping the rest of our title contenders on track. Looks like Jordan Walker running 42nd off the pace. He's lost the lead draft somehow. He's going to have to hope for another caution or multiple cars to wreck out. Even Jessica Herguson, our title contender, running 39th. So that caution kind of put a wrinkle in some of their plans for the race here today. Guido Piano in 27th. And then the rest of our title contenders within the top 11, with Ant Meeperson in 11th, Tim Kourting in 10th, Chadwick with the lead. Ant Meeperson's going to give him hell at the front. Try to find a spot to make the move for the lead here, potentially. John Brinker shuffles down to the bottom. Looks like he's going to try to take his momentum to the front. Avery Farrell with the lead on lap 23 here. over Guido Piano. It looks like Charlie Chippington got into the wall again. He seems to have done that a couple times now, where he takes the high groove a little bit too hard and hits the wall, dropping him to the back. And we're going to have a lead change yet again here as John Brinker is going to blow, oh, not quite. Guido Piano leads that lap and gets his 4 bonus points. Oh, and we are wrecking at the front. Oh, Chadwick gets a hard hit into the wall. This is the wreck that's going to have probably some title implications involved. Take a minute. I'm going to take a minute here to comprehend what just happened, as that is surprising how we had that big of a wreck only a quarter of the way through the race. Looks like it all kind of started right where we were watching. The 78 of Brinker and the 79 of James Robert and Avery Farrell. James King gets into Brinker, but the rest of the carnage is happening all behind them as they couldn't get out of the wreck. So we had title contenders involved, including Chadwick here in the 18. And wow, the 187 of Chippington gets flipped through the air there. Braden Hunt, Gavin Legend, David Bird, Andrew Moger. Looks like there's very minimal damage on Chadwick's truck. We'll have to see who else made it through smoothly. Aunt Meeperson better count his lucky stars that he found an escape for the inside. Man, yeah, he just pulled inside as soon as he could and avoided any contact with the wreck there. Sadly for Chippington, it's his second race in a row with a terrible wreck. Seems that he's going to be the magnet for carnage as of late here at the end of the season. He just didn't have anywhere to go. There was nothing he could have done to save himself from that one. Well, current leader Tim Kourting over Guido Piano and Tayden Berggren. The 18 truck of Chadwick is still going. Luckily, there's going to be some other trucks dropping out due to damage, and we'll see just how many positions that puts him back or where he's going to end up. Lap 27 of 100. We're already 1/4 of the way through this. It seems like Chadwick will be able to soldier on. He's going to have to hope for more trucks to fall out, because I doubt that truck will be very competitive with the damage taken. Our retirees include the 96 of David Bird, the 89 of Gavin Legend, the 187 of Charlie Chippington, the 34A of Avery Farrell, which is a huge bummer because he was out front leading early on in this race, and the 69 of Braden Hunt. Totally agree with you on that one. ARCA brakes at its finest. That caution, it kept growing the longer it went because the other drivers just did not let up, and crash avoidance was not in their vocabulary. Luckily, it looks like we aren't going to be losing too many title contenders because of it, and it's going to shake up the running order a little bit again, as it always seems to. Lights are off on the pace truck, so we'll be going green next time by. Our round of 6 definitely looking towards a win here today to get themselves out of the pressure cooker that is the elimination into the round of 3. We could technically have 3 different winners to decide who the 3 moving on are. We could have someone win here that's in the title contention, and the next 2 races could all be different title contenders winning their way in. That would be the true final 3 in my books. There'd be no doubt that they earned their way in to the championship race at the end of the season if they did that. Double file restart. They're going to get going here. Still kind of throws me off a little bit because I'm not used to that in NR 2003. I was like, oh no, are they going to pit? Nope, it's double file restart time. Tim Kourting on the inside here has Taden Berggren behind him, and Josh Drake third in line behind that. Guido Piano has Trevor Walker and Atlee Weiss behind him. They're in the restart zone. The green flag waves, and they're back off and going again. Tim Kourting gets a solid lead here to start. Guido Piano also in contention for the title, would love a win here today. But that's also the amazing part about motorsports playoffs, is you still have 38 drivers out there that aren't in contention for the playoffs, that want to steal a win, because that's what they're all racing for, is that ever elusive win each week. Lap 30 of 100, Tim Kourting maintains his lead over the rest of the field. That truck right there behind him will be a new team truck to him next year in 2023, as the driver of the 51 is calling it quits, and that charter is up for sale. Tim Kourting is already offered to buy that charter and field the number 51 truck alongside the number 50. So it'll switch over from a Toyota to a Ford, one oval to another. Craig Bush there on the tail of Tim Kourting at the moment. Jessica Herguson even up to third. She had a really good run at Michigan early this year, a track a lot similar in style to California. She ended up winning Michigan, so perhaps she could find a way to win it here at Fontana too. Similar tracks, usually similar styles of driving. She's definitely going to have to go through Tim Kourting though, who's holding a steady wheel at the front. Most of the trucks at the back, I believe, were involved in wrecks, so their trucks aren't running as smoothly or fastly as they were at the start of the race. Chadwick, one of those included, as he brought out the caution getting spun into the wall. He seems to have lost the lead draft just out there in front of him. Yeah, Guido Piano and Meeperson deep in the pack, running about top 30 at the moment. Kat Durham with a solid run, currently in the top 10. Matias Nunez, Zach Armstrong, Atlee Weiss, Craig Bush, Louis Trost with a solid run. And then you got the 00 of Jack Ross, who just unfortunately failed to transfer into the round of 6 here. He could have bumped Jessica Herguson out had he accumulated just a handful, about 15 more points. And he had those 15 points with closing laps, about 10 laps to go at Bermuda Superspeedway. And he got stuck on the outside and dropped to the back and only got 1 point for the day, 1 or 4, depending on, I think he led a lap. But it wasn't enough to secure his way into the round of 6 here. It would definitely be a Tyler Reddick moment after being knocked out of the playoffs to go on and win the next race in the playoffs. Tim Kourting is going to take the lead back here from Kellen Oakley on lap 36, it looks like. As our leaders are closing in on the lap traffic of John Brinker. That's going to slow up Tim Kourting just a little bit, and to the lead goes Kat Durham, taking advantage of the pick there, the lap truck. Second, Josh Drake, and then third, Tim Kourting at the moment. And in only one of his first handful of starts, he's led a lap in the USA Truck Series. So give it up to Kat Durham for leading his first career lap. One of many, most likely, to come. It's going to be interesting next year watching the drivers try to fight to stay out of the bottom 36 to 42, the lower end of the point standings, as they'll want to try to be pre-qualified for the main event each week instead of having to race through the sprint qualifier, as we've seen with Kat Durham and Josh Drake. Even though those guys are just brand new to the series, it's not anything that they've done wrong. It's just that that's the way it worked out with as many drivers that we've got. There'll definitely be a couple other battles going on in 2023 as people will be looking to secure a top 35 spot in the points, and then onward to winning races as well. Cat Durham's held the lead here for a couple laps. It looks like Tim Kourting's closing in on him. They catch another lap truck here of Andrew Moger in the 74. And that kind of hampers the run on Tim Kourting yet again. I'm definitely probably going to have to look into getting the modified EXE so I can actually black flag drivers going forward too. Having those lap trucks just slowly ruin the front of the field each lap kind of sucks. Slowly approaching halfway at this race, lap 41 of 100. And Cat Durham is cruising out front in the lead. Currently has a Charger with Trevor Walker behind him and Tristan Reams. Trevor Walker peeks on the inside and succeeds with the lead. Tristan Reams to likely follow on the inside as well. William Kinsella Jr. with a decent run in the top 5. As well as Al Bunch and Zach Armstrong. Give kudos to Ant Meeperson for being the highest title contender running at the moment. Right behind him, Guido Piano. Looks like he's going to try to make a pass for position. Also a title contender. Let's see, where did Tim Kourting fall to? Tim Kourting dropped all the way back outside the top 30. Nothing's wrong with the truck, but I think the lap traffic just ended up losing him as much positions as it shows on track here. Still another half the race to go. There's definitely no stresses at the moment. We'll have to keep an eye here on his lap times and see just how fast he's still going. I'm sure he's going to have a fast lap here. Yeah, 38.5, right on par with his best lap. So he'll find his way back to the front. Things have just kind of stretched out here in the long run. And also, he might be safer running in the back. Avoid any potential wreck that could happen closer to the front here. Trevor Walker doing pretty good, steadily leading laps up front here. Currently leading over Al Bunch and Ben Dover. Chadwick has definitely fallen off the lead pack now. Chadwick's going to lose a lot of points here at California if they don't have any more wrecks to give him position. Tim Kourting's cruising back to the front here. Like I said, nothing to worry about as he's still got a very fast truck. Lap traffic just ended up dragging him all the way to the back. Our lead being very volatile at the front. A lot of changes for the lead. A lot of different names and manufacturers leading laps here today. Tristan Reams led that last lap, but it looks like Atle Weiss is going to lead this lap. And just like that, Tim Kourting is back into the top 5. Driving a solid race so far. 4 wide with Ant Meeperson up high. Looks like Ant's losing some ground there. Tim Kourting in 3rd. Peeking inside to make a move on the 2nd place driver of Ben Dover. And this time by it's going to be lap 50 of 100, so we'll be halfway through this first round of 6 race in the stretch for the playoffs here. Krista Cower on the inside now. It looks like she's going to take the lead from Atle Weiss. Not quite yet, as Tim Kourting's fighting on the outside of her. Yep, things are going to get interesting here with Chadwick, our nearly locked championship 3 driver. He is going to use up all of his 25-point buffer here in the first race, round of 6 race. Currently marred all the way back in 35th. Short of a big one. That's probably where he's going to finish, is about mid-30s. Tim Kourting takes the lead back over on lap 52 here, as they got 48 laps to go. Tim's definitely shown some muscle. It hasn't been all roses in the last couple races. He seems to have had some struggles in each round. Had some troubles in the round of 12. He qualified for a race thanks to a teammate of his. And the round of 9, just this last race, he had a terrible race at Bermuda Triangle Superspeedway. So here at California, he's hoping to erase all the bad luck he's had and hopefully prevail with some good luck here. Getting by the lap traffic there again. Yeah, it's crazy. The number 10 and the number 18 running 34th and 35th. 2 heavy hitters in the points battle right there. Not going to get much more than a handful of points tonight. Atle was up front leading, so we must have just tuned out at the wrong time here. Atle was dropping backwards, stuck in the middle lane here. On the backstretch, Something has to happen right around here. James King stuck on the outside. Maggie Reams. Oh, dang, right there. James King and Atlee Weiss make contact, and that ultimately puts an end to Atlee's day, I would believe. No caution. Yep, Atlee is now out for the day after that. No caution as the pace truck still sits on pit road and everyone else is coming in for green flag pit stops. During these green flag pit stops, it looks like Tim Kourting is still out front leading. And he now comes down pit road as well, so we'll see. Looks like they're going to take 2 tires at least. They may take 4. Drop the jacks on that side, and they are going with 4 tires on the number 50. This might be a smart move to get fresh rubbers for the second half of this race here. Yep, based on how they were running on track, he's now in front of Bendover again. Those were first and second place prior to the pit stops here. Short of us having a wreck or a caution, mix things up here, it should shuffle back around to Tim as the leader. Looks like once things shuffle back out here, he's got the number 5 and the number 68 to fight with for position. So Kellen Oakley likely to be your leader once they shuffle through all the pit stops here. They get by the lap traffic of Moger. And this time by. Still running 12th, so our still haven't had everyone pit quite yet. Right there's our leader, the 34 of Maggie Reams and the 66 of Philip Leeds and the 09 of Matthew Fastnot. I'm wondering if these were drivers that stayed, instead of staying out during the caution, if they pitted. They might be able to stretch it 10 laps later here in this run than the rest of them. 3 wide there with the lap traffic of the 9 and second place with the 66. 66 settles back into second place there. In all this mixed up, mumbled up stuff, Chadwick currently sits 9th on track as all the people that pitted are currently trapped 1 lap down. Kellen Oakley in 10th being one of your first who pitted during these green flag pit stops. They are deathly afraid of getting the caution right now because that would sink any chances that they have at getting those laps back. And if things were to end the way they're running right now, Chadwick would look like a huge winner with a top 10 finish. Still a lot of racing left to go here, but It's always crazy how strategies play out like this. Maggie Reams unfortunately got knocked out in the last race from the round of 9 into the round of 6 here. Maggie gets stuck in the high side, it looks like, and Fastnaught's going to get by her for second as Philip Leeds took the lead. Lap 64, lead lap belongs to Philip Leeds. William Kinsella Jr. with a second at the moment. And this group of trucks are definitely hoping for a caution right now. If we get a caution, that'll give them field position and everyone else one lap down to them. I do believe these guys probably pitted during the last caution, so they're able to stretch it about 10 laps longer. We'll probably see them coming into pit around lap 68 to 70. But in the meantime, they are stealing lead time from potential points contenders. Battle of the championship slightly changed things up here. We were looking at Tim Kourting potentially sealing a deal, and even then Tim Kourting will be racing against Zach Armstrong, who's running 9th. He's slated for about 6th place right now if they shuffled back to the lead lap with pit stops. So this is one of those occasions, it's like in baseball where a pitcher is pitching a perfect game. It's just one of those things that are so different. Pit strategy in motorsports is a lot like that to me, that a pitcher pitching a perfect game in baseball, you never know when they're going to choke or what's going to, the home run might lose them that perfect game. Oh, a caution might reward these guys or hurt them for that same reason. I know I'm probably just mumbling nonsense right now, but these guys will likely have to pit here in the next 3 laps, so we'll see how things shuffle up here. They definitely can't make it to the finish, and that'll breed the question whether Tim Kourting and the rest of those drivers can make those last 10 laps stretch that these guys were able to get. Likely it's going to have to be another caution for everyone to make it go all the way. Lap 69 here. And Maggie Reams is going to get back by Philip Leeds. There's a whole lot of drivers on track now, hoping that there is no caution, that we can't get a caution. A caution would definitely ruin a bunch of drivers' night here at California. I'm wagering, since they pitted likely on the first caution at lap 10, that these guys are probably going to come in 10 laps from the green flag pit stops that the other leaders took. So from lap 60, we should be seeing them come in anytime. And Philip Leeds is going to pit here on lap 73, relegating the lead to Matthew Fastnot for lap 73 here. 27 laps to go. William Kinsella Jr. doing all right, sitting now in the lead. And most of these guys are going to have to start pitting any lap now, of course. As we already saw the one truck pit from the lead. William Kinsella Jr. and Maggie Reams now come down pit road the next lap round on lap 74. Things are going to get definitely a little bit on the wonky side. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in so far. You've missed only a couple cautions that have kind of changed up the race outcome so far. This has been about a 50-lap green flag stretch where we've seen green flag pit stops. We had two different sets of drivers on different pit strategies, and the last of them are coming down pit road right here. So we've got the 09 of Matthew Fastnot, who was able to stretch it 15 laps longer than the lead group that pitted way earlier at lap 60. This will shuffle the lead back around, I believe, to the number 5 of Kellen Oakley. Yep, right here's our lead pack now, so we're back to the original group of drivers. Kellen Oakley over Ant Meeperson, Trevor Walker, and Ben Dover. Then you got Jack Ross, Zach Armstrong, Craig Bush, Al Bunch, Tim Kourting, and Kat Durham as your top 10 at the moment. Currently, the number 43 truck is slated in 16th. Not terrible, running mid-pack and top 20 there. That'll actually give up one spot because you'll be passing the 09 likely. 43 is in 12th, so Caden Bergeron with a top 15 at the moment, actually. Tim Kourting's doing as much as he can at the moment to try and secure enough points to keep himself afloat in the championship battle. Meeperson sitting in 5th place at the moment. The big surprise early in this race, one of the first cautions, was Chadwick getting slammed into the turn 2 wall. And that wreck wound up involving multiple trucks in what was kind of a small, big one. We saw the 187 of Charlie Chippington flip through the air. 89 of Gavin Legend and the 96 of David Bird were also involved in that same wreck, as well as Braden Hunt and Avery Farrell. Since then, we had another 2-truck spin out when Atlee Weiss got punted into the wall, ending his day. And so we remain with 36 trucks left running, and only 29 of them on the lead lap. There's another title contender right there running in 29th, the 37 of Guido Piano, having a bad points day. Chadwick in 32nd. Jessica Herguson in 26th. So our 3 top contenders definitely standing out above the rest, as we've got Tim Kourting, Meeperson, and that's the top 2. We actually have another one deep back, and that is the 10 of Jordan Walker. So only 2 of our title contenders running at the front. And because of that, it's not going to be too big, terribly bad of a hit for Chaz Chadwick, as there's not a 3rd driver out there right now gaining more points than him. Chadwick's 25-point buffer is going to stay relatively untouched, as there's 4 drivers having a bad day. So Chadwick will likely still be the 3rd driver in the point standings. But Jordan Walker, Guido Piano, and Jessica Herguson will probably be your 3 that are on the bubble. There's still no telling here if Tim Kourting might win this race and give himself a guaranteed lock into the final 3 here. And the same could be said for Meeperson, who's running in the top 5 as well. This is definitely a very crucial race for championship implications. 19, now 18 laps to go, as Bindover leads over Tim Kourting. Tim Kourting makes the move on the lead there and takes P1. We'll have to see if this group of drivers can make it to the end without one more pit stop. If they were to pit, it would be a quick gas and go. Kellen Oakley was out after the round of 12, having a solid night here at California, leading in the closing laps here. Trevor Walker right behind, also eliminated after the round of 12. Those 2 drivers would like to end their season on a high note with a win potentially. Now don't count out Meeperson there on the inside. Having a hard charge right there on the tail end of Trevor Walker. Lap traffic's gonna play a factor in this thing again here, as Al Bunch takes the lead from Trevor Walker. They're able to relatively skim through the lap traffic there with little to no drama. Wow, Guido Piano is inside the picture, it looks like. Is he a lap down, though, I wonder? Yeah, Guido Piano's actually a lap down, so even though he's peaking within the top 10, he's not a top 10 driver. Still, our only two title contenders being that of Meeperson and Tim Kourting here in the final 15 laps of the race. Regardless of how this race ends, it's been one hell of a race. A lot of changes for the lead. It's been hard to tell who's had the right strategy the whole time. Things are dwindling down here, and I think we're going to see a finish for the record books here tonight. Seven trucks within contention to win it here in the final laps. You've got Al Bunch currently out front leading, Trevor Walker, Bindover, Tim Kourting, Kellen Oakley. Then you got Meeperson, Zach Armstrong, and even the 11 of Craig Bush is within striking distance as well. There's a peak on the inside of Kellen Oakley, 4 wide with 2 of your title contenders. Tim Kourting thinks better of it and settles in up high and below behind the rest of the drivers. It'd be a feel-good story for Zach Armstrong to come out victorious after the struggles and the hardships that he's faced in 2022. Seems like he could not catch a break this season. Regardless, a top 5 finish would be really great. Yes, sir. Early race for sure. I didn't have any work today, so I figured I'd get a double header out. With me being busy for the next couple weeks, is going to get a little bit of a head start. This meaning we might not have as many races coming up, or the title might be decided a lot sooner than expected or than scheduled on the Discord channel. So our final races might actually come sooner than expected. And this will help kind of give us a guide point for 2023. This will let us know who the 2022 champions are and who I want to move up into the Busch and Cup Series. Even though I pretty much got all that kind of straightened out, there's always the factor of who's the champion going to be. And we might have a surprise champion that I didn't expect, and I would have to change up my rosters for 2023 just a little bit. So 9 laps to go here at Fontana. And so yeah, no, I kind of want to get the seasons powered through here, probably get them done even before October ends. And then I'll get busy to work on the 2023 schedules for sure, along with any remaining paint schemes that I haven't got for 2023. Definitely going to be busy with a lot of the cup schemes in 2023, doing some tweaks and adjustments to the aesthetics of those. So Zach Armstrong leads this lap. Ant Meeperson in second, right behind him. Fontana never disappoints. I've said that once already in the stream, but I'm going to keep saying it because this track is it's just perfect. Great racing, lots of action, and they don't wreck every lap either. You would think they would wreck as tight as they're racing, as hard as they're racing. What happened to Ant? Wow, Ant dropped. He fell back to about 5th at the moment. Second being Ben Dover. Oh, and they are wrecking. Oh, and it's Ant Meeperson getting spun out. This will set us up with basically like a 3-lap shootout for the finish here. Very, very minimal contact with the wall. I believe Ant Meeperson will probably be able to keep going just fine. Might not be a very happy camper with Guido Piano though. Guido Piano being another one of the title contenders here, running a lap down in 30th place. Just makes contact with Ant Meeperson and spins him into the wall. Mostly just a kiss. So that truck they might need to throw some extra tires on it and will be just fine. It puts him all the way back to 19th at the moment. So that's going to kind of screw things around a little bit. Now there should be no question that they can make it the rest of the way. Everyone here should be able to pit and get everything needed to finish this race without running out of gas. Zach Armstrong is the lucky beneficiary of this caution as he's going to maintain the lead with the closing laps here. The truck's going to parade under caution for about 2 to 3 laps here, and we will see a restart around lap 97, I would presume. And there's no telling what could happen with a fresh restart here. We could have some of our other title contenders run up through the field. Obviously, Ant Meeperson's going to have to make up some positions to get some points here. Jessica Herguson, she's found a newfound chance at gaining points in the closing laps. Unfortunately, our other title contenders laps down. Chaz Chadwick and Jordan Walker, 32nd and 33rd. Apologies for the silence there. Doing a little bit of checking on Discord. It's looking like the restart here is going to have Zach Armstrong with one of his best shots at winning a race this season. Double file restarts obviously is going to make things a little bit difficult. The lap traffic will get dropped to the back. I hope that's what Better Cautions ends up doing, because that'll make things a little bit difficult for these lead drivers. Tim Kourting sitting in 6th at the moment. Tim Hansen 28th, 1 lap down. Guido Piano 30th, 1 lap down. After bringing out this caution where he spun Meeperson into the wall. Lights on the pace truck should go off this time by, and that'll give us lap 98 as the restart point. And there's no telling how this race is going to finish. Many signs have been pointing towards a title contender locking their way in. We had Meeperson looking solid to do so. And yep, lap traffic's dropping to the back, so now it's only the lead drivers that are going to be part of the show here. This is going to be one hell of a finish here at Fontana. The 78 truck did not crash out, but you are running 5 laps down in 36th. '78 truck might want to look towards upgrades in 2023. I don't know why it's so rough. I mean, it's not, it just don't make sense. Must be cursed, must be bad luck or something. There will be 2 laps to go at the green flag here. I don't have green-white checkers enabled, so we're just going to have to hope that they race for the finish here and not crash up the entire field. They are in the restart zone, and the green waves, they're going green here. It's going to be a 2-lap shootout to determine who wins the race here at Fontana. Al Bunch with a solid run on the inside there, giving Zach Armstrong a work for that lead. Here's hoping we actually have a 4-wide finish here at Fontana in NR 2003. That would be crazy, a 4-wide photo finish at the checkered flag. I don't believe it's actually going to happen, but man, it would be cool. Al Bunch takes the lead here. Kellen Oakley running in the inside. Kellen Oakley for position, making a move. And Maggie Reams for position. All these drivers running for the win here in the final 2 laps. Al Bunch gets shuffled way up high. Kellen Oakley, Zach Armstrong. Maggie Reams leads at the white flag here. Zach Armstrong's going to have one more opportunity to get back the lead that he lost at the restart. And it looks like we're going to have a lap truck causing commotion here at the front. And it don't look like anyone's got anything for Maggie. as Maggie just shortly misses out on the round of 6 here. Going to go on to win her second race in 2022 and steal a win from any of the title contenders that were hoping to lock their way in. Our other title contenders wound up finishing deeper than expected since this restart came out. The 50 of Tim Kourting actually fell all the way back to 16th. Ant Meeperson was only able to suffice a 23rd. So in the whole shakeup of things turned into a wash yet again, as most of our title contenders did not accumulate many points at all. That'll only make these next 2 races a little bit harder for each driver. You're going to want to keep an eye on them. So Maggie Reams takes home the victory over Kellen Oakley, Ben Dover, Zach Armstrong, Al Bunch, Lewis Trost with the solid top 10, Krista Cower, Philip Leeds. Then we had Kat Durham with a top 10, Nathan Morgan, Trevor Walker, Tristan Reams, Tayden Berggren, Jessica Herguson with a 14th, which is huge for her points tally. She was the highest finishing title contender in 14th. Lane Smith, Tim Kourting, Matias Nunez, Craig Bush, Josh Drake, and William Kinsella Jr. round out your top 20. And our races are slowly eking away here as we only have 3 more races to determine a champion. Race 23 of 26 has completed, and Maggie Reams gets her second career USA Truck Series win at a time where she could have been contending for a championship, where she just come up short last race and was out of the round of 6 here.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?
So all in all, was one hell of a race. Definitely kind of a surprise finish, as we did not expect that to happen. Maggie Reams comes home victorious, and our title contenders are going to have to fight it out for the last 2 races before the finale to try and find all the points they can grab. One less driver can make it in on a win, since Maggie took that from them. So many thanks again to all of you that tuned in. I'm going to get the points tallied and the earnings tallied up as well. And we might have about a week break before the next race, and things are going to get tight. So glad everyone could tune in. I'm glad doing an early race got a little bit more attention than most of the races I host. Sorry for all of you that had a rough run in that race. It seemed like there was a lot of back and forth and a lot of shuffling for the leads. So until the next race, thanks again. This is Jakester signing out.